lasts like 5 minutes. She saves these kids from terrorism.
Get it!
Tuesday, May 3rd. I compete on the 7th, which is Saturday. Only a few more days. I'm about ready. Now I just gotta rest, relax, heal up, and watch what I eat, because I'm about 2 pounds under my weight maximum before I get kicked up into that next weight class, and that would be a bad deal. I don't want to blow it at the last minute. What I wanted to talk about in this video is a topic that's come up a couple times, and the guys were saying, one gentleman was asking me specifically why my competition total is so much lower than my claimed gym total. If I'm saying that on a good day I can break into that 1,600 pound total mark, why is it that my best competition, which was a year ago, is only 1,410 pounds? Why the huge difference? Am I using fake weights? You know, what's going on over there? And the question is easily, if you think about it, no, nobody's using fake weights. Guys, generally, their totals in competition are going to be less than their gym totals for a few specific reasons, but the biggest one is the rules that will cause a lift to fail are very strict. The two strictest federations that I know of are the USPA and the USAPL. Now, most of the federations in the United States are based off of the rules of one of those two federations, and generally speaking, it's so, if you don't follow the rules perfectly, especially in the USPA, they will red light or flag your lift for any infraction. Minor stuff like forgetting to take the loops off your straps, or overlapping socks on your knee sleeves. It's at the judge's discretion to give you a warning, but if you walk up on the platform and your uniform's not perfect, they can fail a lift. So I've seen so many times a guy will get up there, myself, this happened to me the last competition. You get under the bar, do a perfect squat, come back up and you stumble a little bit, or maybe you fall forward before the guy tells you to rack, and that's a red light automatically. Jumping commands is a huge one, especially for new lifters. Guys get excited to get up on that platform, and they'll either start pressing or they'll start performing a lift before the judge gives a command, and that's an automatic red light. And a lot of those lifts are good. So I don't know how many different times I've seen guys do what would be perfectly good gym lifts. They get flagged in competition. So let's just say you do, like I have the last video I posted, I showed a squat where I got called for depth. And I was right there, maybe a half inch too high, and they flagged it. That's all it takes. They're very, very strict. So would you say, like, being that close, does that mean I can't squat that weight? Because I was a quarter inch or a half inch too high, I mean, you can't do it? If I did that lift 10 different times in a row, would I have gotten it 9 other times? Just because you don't get it on a platform doesn't mean you can't perform the lift. I can bench 405 pounds in my garage pretty much any day of the week, but I can't do it with a pause, or I haven't done it with a pause. The most I have ever done with a pause, and that's a good 1,000, 1,000 press pause, is 385 pounds. Now, I suspect when I get on the platform and I get all amped up and I get that command, I'm going to be able to do it just fine, but it still remains to be seen. And until I do it on the platform in front of 3 judges, it won't count as a competition lift. But that doesn't mean I can't bench 400 pounds. I would say that I can bench 420 20 pounds any day of the week. Gun to my head, I'm going to get that lift. It just won't count in competition. So, you know, a lot of the guys they'll look up your totals, and I've had a couple of guys try to hold that against me, saying, well, you brag about being able to do 1,600 pound total. It says here you only did 1410. Well, obviously you're a liar. Well, am I? I mean, I have the videos on my site. You can just look at them. But no, I mean, rarely will you see a guy whose competition total is going to equal the amount that he's done in a gym. And the fact of the matter is, being able to lift in a gym gives you a ton of advantages that you're just not going to have in competition. There's no rules. You can do little things like bounce the bar. Some equipment gives you a little more advantages. Like benches are either lower or higher off the ground. Weights are not calibrated. If I took any of my plates and I just started weighing them on a scale, you would find that they're probably either more or less, sometimes up to 2 pounds a plate. This is for my 45-pound plates. And the only way to know exactly how much your plates weigh is to actually weigh every single one of them and then mark them so you know exactly how much they weigh. But for training purposes, I'm not going to do that. That's like, why? What does it matter? 45-pound plate is a 45-pound plate. Conversely, in competition, they're calibrated. They have to weigh, I believe it's within 1/10 of an ounce. And they have these little holes that are drilled into each plate, and they put these calibration weights in them, and these little sink weights that screw into the plates are, they all weigh like different ounces. So they'll weigh a plate that's been cast, and then depending on how off the plate is, they'll put a calibration sink in it and get that to within 1/10 of a kilo. Collars are weighed. So the collars that they use weigh a specific amount. Everything's calibrated in competition. And in your gym, your equipment, like I was weighing my barbells. I had a barbell that was supposed to be, I think, what did they say? It was advertised at like 35 or 40 pounds. And when I weighed it, it was 47 or something like that. It was way off. It was like 5 or 6 pounds heavier than it was advertised. So, there's so many different manufacturers. All the plates, it depends on how they're made. Are they cast? Are they forged? Are they molded? There's just a bunch of different, even the diameters can be off a little bit. If you look at my 45-pound plates on this deadlift right in front of you, you'll see that the two orange ones on the ends are almost a half an inch less diameter than the other ones, and that can make a huge difference because it changes the distance you're pulling from the floor. The bottom line is that most of us have never competed. Most of us are not planning on competing. Most of us just lift to either get stronger, look better, or maybe they are trying to put the maximum numbers up. But the idea that we should hold people to competition standards is kind of absurd. I'm a grip it and rip it kind of guy. So if you post a video and you put 400 pounds on a bar and it touches your chest and you return it to its rack position, to me, that's a good lift. I don't care if it bounces. I don't care if whatever. Maybe the pause wasn't long enough. I don't give a shit. It's a good lift. If your squat doesn't touch your ankles, or maybe you're a hair over, or you didn't hit parallel, whatever. I don't care. The bar goes down, the bar goes up. It's a good lift. We should be a little easier on each other, guys.